Jaggi Vasudev, known as Sadguru, is an Indian yogi who teaches yoga, meditation, frequently answers questions related to spirituality. He is known for his keen wit, humor, and ability to combine ancient Indian yoga with modern life. He founded the Isha Yoga Center and has promoted several environmental issues. He has traveled around the world, speaking at venues from Davos to the United Nations. He promotes a spirituality which emphasizes personal transformation, clean living, and social awareness. He has been associated with the aspects of Hindu nationalism. Jaggi Vasudev was born 3rd September 1957 in Mysore, Karnataka state, to relatively affluent parents. His father was a doctor who travelled around the country. As a child, Jaggi was high-spirited with a streak of rebelliousness. He was easily bored with school and would frequently play truant and appear fearless in the face of authority. Rather than spend time in school, he would often wander off on his own to the countryside and become absorbed in nature. He owned a bicycle and would frequently cycle on long tours. He loved sports and outdoor pursuits and was interested in maintaining the best physical health. From the age of 13, he took up Hatha Yoga after meeting a 70-year-old yogi who displayed a great physical dexterity. His fearlessness and physical strength led to lucrative job as a snake catcher. He would not use a stick but just catch snakes with his bare hands. He has had a lifelong closeness to snakes and snakes world. For a while as a teenager, he threw himself into revolutionary politics as he became concerned with social justice. But after a few years, he became disenchanted with the levels of hatred and hypocrisy within the political movement. After school, he enrolled in a self-study course of English literature at Mysore University, and despite his usual erratic attendance, managed to graduate, finishing second in English literature. After graduating, rather pursuing more studies, to the disappointment of his family, he set up his own poultry farm, starting from scratch. He worked all day to create a financially successful business. With money from his poultry farm, he also set up an even more successful construction company. When not working on his farm, he would spontaneously tour the country on his motorbike, often at furious speed and taking extreme risk. A popular destination for Jaggi was Chamundi Hill. In these days, he spent time with a group of friends who were attracted to a more alternative lifestyle. For a time, they considered forming an idealistic commune, but it never materialized. Aged 25, Jaggi had a successful, if conventionally worldly life. But all this was set to change. On 23rd September 1982, Jaggi made a typical journey on his motorbike to Chamundi Hill. He had no particular reason for going. He just often felt drawn to this mountain. While sitting on a rock, without any particular effort, he began to enter a meditative state. In his own words, he writes, "Suddenly I did not know which was me and which was not me. The air that I was breathing, the rock on which I was sitting, the atmosphere around me, everything had become me. And here I am sitting, tears are flowing to the point where my shirt is wet, and I am ecstatically crazy. But here I am, drenched with a complete new kind of blissfulness." Sadhguru later said, "It is hard to describe the experience of enlightenment, but it felt not so much like an achievement, but as a homecoming, a remembrance of what we always had, the awareness of the infinite energy and delight that makes up the universe." When he came back to his normal consciousness, it was evening and several hours had passed. It was an experience that changed completely the direction of his life. He said he went up the mountain as a happy-go-lucky motorcyclist and came back as a mystic. Enlightenment never happens. It is there. It is always there. The sadhana that you do is just to see it is there. You are not doing sadhana to construct divinity within you. All you will construct is only ego. Shortly after he retired from his construction business and for a year mostly sat absorbed in meditation and experiencing the bliss of his new inner experiences. People began interacting differently with him, seeing in him some inner vision. People spontaneously asked him for advice or to divinize the future. Even his physical appearance changed, with his voice becoming deeper and his eyes wider and brighter. After a year, he decided to teach yoga, and from small beginnings, more were drawn to his yoga practices, and this began the formation of his yoga organization. In 1984, he met Vijay at a yoga program. They both felt a deep kinship, and despite objections from parents about caste suitability, they decided to marry. Jaggi felt that Vijay had been his sister in a previous lifetime. When he was a yogi with a little contact with his family, they had a daughter Radhe, who now works as a trained yoga instructor. In 1987, he toyed with the idea of developing his forum and making it a model cooperative forum. But just before the harvest, it burned down. He accepted this setback with a typical detachment and took it as a sign to begin a new life path without any business enlargements and devote himself to traveling and teaching yoga. As more people become attracted to his path of yoga, a further change came over Jaggi. Rather than just a happy-go-lucky friend, he evolved into a role as a spiritual guru. To his disciples who were committed to the spiritual life, he could be strict in directing their spiritual growth and encouraging them to discipline their life. In 1992, he formally established the Isha Foundation in the Velliyangiri Mountains in the state of Tamil Nadu, South India. Through his Isha Foundation, he teaches yoga or the inner engineering. This program teaches an integral approach to the life, combining Hatha Yoga, meditation, selfless service, and community-minded living. As his spiritual following increased, Jaggi continued to evolve from a rebellious agnostic spirit. After a series of intense spiritual practices, his wife Vijay entered Mahasamadhi, a rare state where a yogi makes a conscious decision to leave the body. The human in Sadhguru was distraught to lose his wife, but as a guru he felt a divine pride in her spiritual achievement. However, Vijay's father made an allegation that she had been killed by Sadhguru, though a police investigation proved this claim to be baseless. 1997 was a critical year as Sadhguru was hoping to initiate the Dhyanalinga, but his wife's death put back the planned initiation. After many years in Tamil Nadu, Isha has become a valued part of the community. Sadhguru has stated that he does not teach a superficial spirituality, which tries to just make people feel better. He seeks a real spiritual transformation, which involves challenging ingrained habits and vested interests of a man. When real spiritual teachers seek this kind of transformation, it invariably causes some kind of reaction from those who feel threatened or jealous by this different approach to life. Once he said, "People ask me, Sadhguru, what is the significance of your work?" He said, "Tears. Every day, millions of people across the world shed tears of love and ecstasy on a daily basis. This is my significance. I bring tears to the people." Sadhguru also has been involved in several environmental initiatives, such as the mass planting of trees along India's depleted rivers and also agriculture areas on Kaveri in Tamil Nadu. Trees and human are in an intimate relationship. What they exhale, we inhale. What we exhale, they inhale. This is a constant relationship that nobody can afford to break or live without. Sadhguru has expressed political opinions more than is usual for yogi and is recognized as one of India's most influential and powerful people. He says he is not affiliated with any political movement, and most important thing is to bring spirituality into political life. Friends, I hope this video will be useful for you. Friends, if you not subscribed to this channel, kindly do subscribe for getting more information like this. Thank you.